This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Stairmaster and Keelrain discuss the making of TV Tuners.
Remember that time we were at that boardroom meeting and I pitched this idea to Swanson and he wasn't buying it, and then you jumped in and you were like making stuff up on the fly and he was really into it.
And Stairmaster and Swanson hang out and talk about their feelings.
I love you so much, man. I just really want to write this screenplay, man. About what? But nothing's coming to me. What if it's about a guy who goes on a journey?
Damn, that's good. Give me more.
Maybe a stranger walks into town.
Okay, more.
Maybe forbidden love.
Too much. All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hello, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics.
True fanatics.
It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and film executive who is definitely not snorting a bunch of coke right now.
That does not narrow it down at all.
There's like the main guy.
That's like everyone in Hollywood during this time period.
It was like the main guy on this show. He was like, well, to be fair, I guess I'm.
Oh, when you say definitely not doing coke, you're not being sarcastic.
No.
I don't know. I think this guy's doing coke.
He is. That's the thing I think is hilarious about this character is that the show never shows him doing any drugs, but this dude literally got arrested for trafficking cocaine.
Yeah, it's sad because, I feel like the greatest period in American movies was when everyone was doing coke. And
True.
Now that the deer we're in is because no one's doing coke.
Yeah, everyone's too busy doing Adderall.
Are movies bad nowadays?
Have you seen a good one lately?
I haven't seen a movie lately.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw a good one. It's called The Batman.
So, what have you folks seen this week?
Well, I saw a thing called The Offer, and wait till you get a load of that.
I saw Takashi Kitano's Fireworks.
Is that anything like Violent Cop?
Yes, actually. It's about a cop whose daughter died and his wife is dying of leukemia.
Well, I'm sorry, we don't have time for that.
Okay, sorry. He doesn't either.
Well, that's true. With me, as always, of course, is our other co-host and author who's just cramming out those pages, just typing it all up in what seems to be a day, Keelrain.
And unfortunately not played by Danny DeVito.
Should have been, 100%, yeah.
I just can't do it. The pressure's intense. I can't handle it.
I wrote a book longer than the Bible, but I can't write 90 pages.
What if I got you another short Italian man and he's a director?
Francis Ford Coppola isn't that short.
Now we're talking.
I think he is. I guess he's kind of average height. He seems short in the show, right? Wasn't just me?
No, he seemed large and in charge to me.
I get mildly bullied by mobsters.
He seemed like a visionary. A genius of art.
At least until after Apocalypse Now.
I gotta pay off my loan shark.
I don't know. He still did Michael Jackson stuff. That was cool.
That's true. He did The Outsiders after that. That was a good movie.
Why are you ignoring me?
I'm sorry.
Francis Ford Coppola is 6 foot, so you're right. He's not a short dude.
I'm tall.
Yeah, he's more of a Stairmaster-esque figure.
Yeah. He's taller than Martin Scorsese.
Whoa, hold on. Jason Schwartzman and Nicolas Cage are his nephews.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Nicolas Cage changed his name specifically because he did not want to have to live up to the legacy.
Wow, it really is an aristocracy.
Martin Scorsese, by the way, 5'4". Don't know why that's the next one who comes up.
That makes sense.
He's a little guy.
He's a little guy.
Related questions, Google asks, is Francis Ford Coppola a genius?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. He has to be, because he immediately comes up with the entire themes and concept for The Godfather just in a meeting. That's genius level stuff.
It is, and it's realistic too.
It's true. It's how the creative process works, Kieran.
Yes.
I mean, that's what our podcast is, basically. Half the time, at least.
It's true. It's just us coming up with amazing concepts.
What if a movie about a guy who lives in a water park?
Yeah. Hey, save that for later. Write that down.
I'm already thinking of lots of ideas for where this movie could go.
Welcome to another great edition of TV Tuners, a main episode. This is technically a suggestion that was brought to us by J-Pop, but I thought, why not make it a main episode? Because I had a good feeling that this was going to be a bad show.
What if he has like some kind of inner tube that, for some reason, he's vowed to never use?
Oh, it's like his wife's inner tube.
Yeah,
she died. She died when his home country dissolved into political violence, and that's why he's trapped in the water park.
Yeah, and he's forced to reconcile with his past and use the inner tube for the climax of the film.
So this is the film. This is the film Pig, starring Nicolas Cage, but it's him in a water park.
No, he's not searching for his wife. His wife is dead.
He's not searching for his wife in Pig. He is aware that his wife is dead.
Oh, I thought you were comparing the wife to the pig.
Oh, no.
Does he have some kind of memento?
Yeah.
For his wife that he doesn't want to touch?
Yeah.
In Pig? Okay.
No, I don't think he has a memento from his wife,
and
actually.
Then at the end,
so you're right, totally different.
Floods underwater and he has to rescue like some children.
Why are there children in the water park? I thought he was alone.
No, he lives in the water park.
It's an active water park. He just has to like hide away.
Yeah, there's like refugees in the water park because it's like a neutral zone in
like
this
the Terminal
warring nation. Oh yeah, that's a good movie to sort of rip off. Oh, notoriously Steven Spielberg's worst movie. Yeah.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's his worst. It's probably close, right?
Probably. I didn't realize that it was a bad movie. Oh, he made 1941.
I've only seen it
once,
I think, in my life, and it was not, I don't remember much about it other than it's a guy in a airport terminal. Okay, what if they did the terminal, but it was like phone booth?
What, Kiefer Sutherland is threatening him?
Yeah, and don't you dare leave that terminal. I've got snipers trained on your location. If you leave this terminal, you will be shot and killed.
So he's just like tormenting somebody?
I feel like it loses a lot for him not being trapped in a phone booth. Also, Steven Spielberg directed Ready Player One once.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Also, didn't he do that Tintin movie? I remember that being pretty mediocre. Pretty
yeah, directs it.
No, he didn't. Okay.
He did not direct it.
Good on him. But then bad on him, because he made Ready Player One. Alright, congratulations to Terminal. Not the worst Steven Spielberg movie. Oh yeah, Spielberg also did the fourth Indiana Jones, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and he was the producer.
Yeah, so that's another one. The Terminal's definitely better than that movie. This is a terminal podcast, by the way.
We're trapped in it.
I really don't know what terminal is. I'm just letting you guys
He's
talk
trapped
about
in an
it for a while.
airport.
Yeah, I explained the premise.
His country doesn't exist
And
anymore.
I'm saying I've never seen it. I understand the
He's
concept.
Tom Hanks.
But Thomas Hanks?
Thomas Hanks. American
Hanks.
sweetheart.
It was essentially Steven Spielberg saw Castaway with Thomas Hanks, and then was like, "What if that but airport?"
Okay, you know what? I'm interested. I think Swanson, you've sold me on this. We're gonna produce this movie. Do you have the screenplay already?
I'm gonna watch The Terminal.
Yeah, I have the screenplay right here for The Terminal. You mean?
Yeah. Look. We're gonna make this movie. You've sold me on it.
Okay,
I mean, it is already a movie, but I guess we could remake it.
Who's gonna play Thomas Terminal? Me?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think I was made for this role.
That's smart. So yes, welcome to another rousing edition of TV Tuners. We're doing a main ep for this this show that we've heard a lot of bad things about, and we can't wait to discuss it. But before we get there, if you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, why not send them to us at our email address, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. It's where you send all that stuff, and we'll read them aloud on the pod. What's that email address, Kieran?
It was something like TV. Yeah, it was like TV.
That's right. But email is of course not the only place that you can find us. You can find us on the great social media site known as Twitter, still not owned by Elon Musk.
He's working on it.
He's just verifying some facts and figures real quick. Anyway, yeah, it's over at TV Tuners. At TV Tuners is where you find us, where we have tons of great TV content. We also have a crack team of I think one intern. Do we have one? Do we even have one anymore?
I don't.
Someone is posting.
I can explain. I'm really sorry, guys, but we have 3 interns now.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, that's more
Father,
than I thought.
The Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The greatest trio of interns you could get.
I mean, you say that kind of. It sounds like a joke you're making, but they really do have a bit of a god complex going.
Well, they do keep talking about their undefeatable formation.
Yeah, I had told them that they'd be unpaid interns, but they said that they read on Reddit that they should be paid, and they're gonna be paid, and they gave me an invoice for their salary, and fellas, we owe them $3 million for their work on the.
They want $1 million each.
Yeah.
Like they're evenly splitting it, or is like the Father get more than the Son and the Holy Spirit?
The Father gets the most.
Oh,
yeah, that tracks.
We're gonna have to divide and conquer here. Maybe we could offer one of them $1.2 million.
Daddy gets a little bit more.
Okay, but how? Okay, we can offer the money, but what's in our coffers right now?
Let me check.
There's a pupa.
2 cents.
I think it's good.
2. Like, is that like slang for like we have a couple stacks? $2,000.
We got 2 cents.
Like two literal pennies
We've
to
been
rub
bought
together.
out
Swanson.
by 2 cent. That Chinese company.
Yeah. Oh, that means we're gonna have a major cash
You're thinking
flow.
of 10 cent.
Yeah, 2 cents is the guys who make.
You know how everyone was talking about the Chinese banks collapsing a few months ago? That was them.
Okay, so
these 2 cents are the guys who make those games that you see ads for on Facebook.
Like Gonsham Impact.
You will not last
Genshin
5
Impact.
seconds without coming.
Well, that's not on Facebook.
They had those on Facebook.
Oh.
They make those too.
I don't use Facebook, but that would surprise me if they had that on Facebook.com.
They should. Well, I guess the average Facebook user cannot come even if they wanted to. Not without medicinal.
I want to see one of those ads that doesn't say they're going to come quickly, but it'll say it'll take you 5 hours to come with this game, and you'll enjoy every second.
So long,
you will receive maximum pleasure.
And then forget it again, and then receive it again.
That's how it goes.
Okay, look, we should do this. We should put an ad out like this. But here's my idea: we should put an ad that has like a businessman in a suit. Like he has his hands in his pockets and he's giving you like he's looking at you like he's got something to tell you that he's like not exactly happy about, but he's telling you with due diligence. And next to him it says, "You will, comma, come."
That's a good ad.
You will, comma, come. So
yeah. So you guys think people will click on that ad, or do you think they would scroll past?
I mean, I'd click on that.
Me too.
All right. So we have a tweet of the week.
Yeah, this tweet of the week comes from @CharmaBot. Who posts this illustration.
Oh,
interesting. Do you want to describe this, Keo?
yeah. So it's like it looks like a manga panel of Char Aznable and Garma Azabi from the hit series Gundam, and they're like really like
moments,
up close, like just very close to doing like a little bit of a smooch here. And this account, I don't know if it's an actual bot, but I'm looking at through the account and it has 2 pictures being posted
it's
from time to time.
You'd think they would have more source. Well, it seems to be
the one picture is the one I'm describing. The other one is the 2 fictional anime characters at a bar.
Yeah.
I think they're leering at. Well, I think Garma's leering at a woman, and Char looks like confused.
Yeah, that seems to explain his relationship with women.
So, I mean, listen, it's Pride Month. You gotta tune in on this.
These pictures have been posted. I think these are the only images on the whole account.
I feel like there's way more art they could be tweeting out.
Over 1,700 times, but it's just these 2 like exact same images, and it's not all. It's like sometimes it's like the same one in a row several times. Sometimes they alternate.
Well, also it seems to be tweeting out quotes from Gundam and maybe some fan fiction.
Yeah, is this a bot, or some of these things are definitely not like Gundam quotes. Like I've got this one here from June 14th that Swanson's ready to read here.
That Swanson must read.
Still wanking the soft dick.
I think that must be from something.
From Gundam.
We'll find out. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm afraid of you searching that star.
Is that like from the
maybe it's
Gundam Reddit?
Maybe it's from like G Savior or something.
Are we sure it's not from Char's counterattack?
No, nobody's getting
Char and Amuro arguing, and Char's just like, "I'm still wanking."
Maybe it's Gyune.
Amuro.
No, if Char,
I googled the quote and like on Google with the quotes around it, and the original source, as far as I can tell, is this Twitter account.
Whoa.
So this person just has schizophrenia.
Trusted source and field.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Certified diagnosis.
Anyway, I'm going to tune in on this tweet for sure.
Okay, they tweet that quote a lot. The other one is, of course, Garma's tiny tight swim shorts.
That's just the tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tweet. There's no picture, of course. The only pictures are the ones I mentioned.
Yeah, I'm still tuning in on this tweet.
They also wrote a tweet, I personally jacked off to this. So maybe they were, like, reading comments from, like, doujins of Char and Karma.
Maybe from some kind of website that's not on Google, like the dark web of Gundam.
You can just put a file on your website and Google won't list your stuff. Like
Google can't stop you.
It's called like .spider or something.
Yeah, I think that there's probably a good amount of websites that Google just refuses to look at.
One neat trick that Google can't stop you from using.
Google is definitely not sourcing yaoiert.org or whatever.
Well, it says you.
Yeah, whatever that is, the Stairmaster is intimately familiar with.
Is a type of housing commonly found in Mongolia.
Whatever fetish Stairmaster's revealing on the pod today.
This housing fetish Stairmaster has.
I'm just saying that yaoi is a place where you get yaoi, so...
Stairmaster's new fetish, getting crushed by a house.
And Yardstown's with Y, so...
I want to be clear that we're not saying that Stairmaster's fetish is wrong.
Just that he has one.
Just that he does have one.
I've never been
crushed by a house.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys not know what yaoi is?
Stairs
fetish is not being horny.
Yaoi, you stub your toe, you're like,
fuck you, Keo.
Yeah, when Tom and Jerry, when Tom stubs his toe, or is Jerry the cat? Well, the cat stubs his toe and goes, "Yowie!"
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yes,
yeah. Of course, Keo knows.
Okay. Well, it's okay for this month.
Yeah.
I'm a straight boy.
Other months.
I'm a straight boy. That's spelled STR8 space BOI.
See you later, straighter boy.
He was a straighter boy. Anyway, what do you guys think about this tweet?
It's okay.
I love it. I'm tuning in on that.
I guess I'll tune in. I wasn't expecting you to actually allow me to choose the tweet of the week.
Well, you were very adamant that this needed to be shown and aired.
I mean, Swanson could always edit this out later if he deems it unsuitable for the podcast.
For when the episode runs 3 hours long. We won't,
because we'll probably have spent more time talking about it than the actual show.
I'm gonna hold you to that. All right. Well, let's waste no more time. We do have a lot of show to get through, so let's get to the news. We got a jam-packed edition of news here.
Yeah, thousands are dead. After.
That's right. Well, thousands might be dead by the time the new Lord of the Rings show wraps up its planned seasons. The makers of the Rings of Power, the new Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings show, recently stated that they have 5 seasons and the series' final shot already planned. The show is not yet premiered, by the way.
Oh, so it's like the anti-Lost.
Do you think these guys are taking cocaine?
No,
I think they're taking something.
So you don't need to take. Yeah.
I think they're taking research chemicals similar to cocaine.
Just fresh off the CIA presses,
yes.
like.
I think they're just smoking weed in like a Gandalf pipe.
Yeah.
Weed. I guess weed can make some people more productive, but
well,
that's
it can make you more
like
creative. But I don't know if it'll help you with quantity and output.
Yeah, because like, what's up with that? Like 5, you're already done with 5 seasons. Like, the show's not even.
They're not done with 5 seasons, Keo. They've just planned them out. As we all know, of course,
it's just an outline.
The beauty of a TV show is planning everything in advance.
Yeah, and playing the final shot, so it's just like...
So you know exactly where it's going.
That's how you get railroaded, and that's dangerous.
It's true. It doesn't work for TV, it doesn't work for D&D campaigns, folks.
The final shot, just like Sauron looking at a ancient tome that says, "You should be fucked up and evil."
That's the end, yeah.
And then from that point on, since that's the final scene, they have to make everything lead up to that somehow.
Yeah, it's true. This is going to end exactly like How I Met Your Mother, where at the end,
Sauron is like, and that's how I met this ring.
I'm just picturing they show the book with that message inside of it, like ominously from time to time, and it's like
Werner Herzog shows up and is like, you must never read this.
You must never wear these rings.
Yeah, and just like the strings of fate pull it along until it reaches Sauron's hands. So it's just a book that they just keep showing.
It's like Berserk.
Yeah, exactly.
Would Werner Herzog be an elf?
No, he would be a dwarf.
Yeah.
That would be the fun.
I created this ring, and it has terrible implications.
7 rings and hand.
For the world.
So yes, one of the producers of the show has stated that
You must gather all 7 rings, or
You must.
Metal Sonic will destroy the city.
I was just thinking about Knuckles Chaotix this entire time, trying to figure out a way.
they're not adapting Lord of the Rings. They're just adapting Knuckles Chaotix with Lord of the Rings characters.
Gandalf goes to Marina Madness. He struggles not to get seasick.
The game mechanics don't make sense. So, co-showrunner J.D. Payne said that they knew from the beginning that was the size of the canvas, that this was a big story with a clear beginning, middle, and end. There are things in the first season that don't pay off until season 5. Cool. We even know what our final shot of the last episode is going to be.
Well, you better not get canceled, folks. That's my warning.
This is like that. This is like when they greenlight the sequel to a movie before the original even comes out.
Oh, you mean like where Jared Leto released that video of him looking at the Morbius 2 script right before Sony did a second run?
Yeah, like, what's the deal with that? Did they do some kind of like market research and they're like, we have a statistical analysis saying that this is going to have a 95% chance to be a hit?
Are you talking about Morbius?
Well, whatever movie that they automatically talk about the sequel for before they even put the first
it's all about
one out.
the algorithm.
Yeah.
All right, so Lord of the Rings guaranteed hit. It's going to be a show of the year.
I mean, with the amount of money that Amazon is pouring into this thing, I think they're hoping for it to be a guaranteed hit for sure.
It's too big to fail. If it does bad, the government will have to bail it out.
It's true. That's just how it works.
They'll have Joe Biden in the season 2 to bring up ratings.
Listen, we need the rings. Because it's built on the rings.
Joe Biden will play Tom Bombadil.
This country was built on rings of power. We need the rings
You see
back.
a staffer say, sir, the rings haven't been made yet at this point in the story.
When do I get to meet that red fella with the double-bladed?
I heard that Gandalf guy walking around. Where's he? Yeah.
You have his magic at this point.
I'm just picturing like the president holds like a press conference and he's like, I'm announcing a new government spending plan. We gotta save this Lord of the Rings show. Too much money's invested.
What if it does really badly that they cut the budget and film it in like North California?
That'd be even funnier. They cut the budget so much that they actually have to change the final shot.
What if they cut the budget so much that they have to film on the street corner from Marvel Netflix shows?
Oh, no.
But they have to like make it look like a fantasy setting. They just like add some like woods, some like trees.
Yeah.
But you can still clearly see like the buildings. Like a street.
Yeah, I think the sidewalk would be where they're standing on.
Like a guy on a bicycle rides in the frame. It's LA. There's a screaming homeless man who tries to pick up fight with like Gandalf.
If the showrunner is to be believed, Amazon did purchase the rights to a 50-hour show, which seems like a weird thing to do just right off the bat. But hey, you know, it's not my money.
They must. Why do they have so much confidence in this? Who's at the helm here?
Nobody. I think they have confidence in it because it's Lord of the Rings. That's like the sole reason.
Because that is a franchise that is doing hot right now.
It's a franchise that hasn't been completely drained of its energy yet.
Will it be by the time Rings of Power debuts in August, around the same time as the Game of Thrones prequel?
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me. It's like they see how like Game of Thrones final season went and how like everyone's done with that. And they're like, well, this time we're going to do Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings version, and it's going to be a hit just like Game of Thrones was.
Well, to be fair to these people, they do at least have a final shot planned. Game of Thrones for sure did not have that.
They were like, I don't know, Daenerys, she's a Targaryen, so she's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, maybe the 5th season of Rings of Power will just cram sort of 3 seasons worth of show into 6 episodes, but we'll see.
So
but that's not the only thing that's... Lord of the Rings isn't the only thing coming back from the dead. Live PD was a show that aired back in 2019, before
the Age of Man.
Yeah, before the Age of Man, that followed highway patrolmen and police officers as they were going about their daily routine. It was like Cops, but live, in the sense that it showed recordings of their daily routine, and then had like people live in a studio being like, that's some crazy stuff.
Except for the guy who wasn't live because he died in police captivity on camera.
They're like, they made the right call on that one.
Yeah, they were like, that's what they say every time.
Yeah,
it was a hit A&E show that was canceled in 2020 following the George Floyd protests. And also because they filmed and eventually destroyed footage of a man dying in police custody, as Stare alluded to. And by alluded to, I mean said. Well, now Live PD is back on a channel called Reels, under a new name, On Patrol Live.
And luckily there has been no major police mishaps sullying the entire face of the institution nationwide lately.
Yeah, there's been no strong potential that police shot a child.
Or multiple.
Yeah. No, instead, On Patrol Live is returning to the airwaves just in time for us to all be okay with police officers again.
Oh, it's live, so it's not edited. That's great.
That's true. On Patrol Live is technically a working title, apparently, that will of a show that will premiere this summer. It's being produced by the same people that, of course, made Live PD, and here's a little press release wordage for you about this show. Law enforcement is front and center in the national discussion, and our hope is that showing the work of police officers in a live format will provide viewers with direct access to the work they do.
Some of it.
Yeah. They'll provide direct access to some of the work they do, but if something happens on the line of duty, they are legally obligated to just get rid of everything.
Or if they say certain words.
Yeah.
You think they're dropping N-bombs out there?
Oh, I think they're more subtle than that, but... Okay, in some jurisdictions, yeah.
In addition to following the cops around, On Patrol Live will also feature local residents doing ride-alongs and will invite those citizens into the studio to share their experiences.
I'm picturing they dropped the N-word, but they edit it over with a voiceover that says, African-American gentleman.
I'm picturing a ride-along with a man in a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt.
Oh, no.
His son is named Brandon, so it's okay.
Yeah, he talks about how much he loves his son, Brandon. And then keeps winking at the camera.
NASCAR t-shirt. It's about the...
What if he's in a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt, but they paste over it with a NASCAR logo?
What if it's Let's Go Brandon, but it's Badger from Breaking Bad? Since his name's
That's
Brandon.
good.
I'd be in favor.
Anyway, live, On Patrol Live will be coming to a station near you very soon.
Tomorrow?
Now.
Not that soon.
Okay. I'll think about it. See if I'll let it happen or not.
Netflix has had a rough go of things lately. what with losing subscribers and just generally seeming to be fumbling around with how to respond to a first time ever not massive profit. It's not even that they're like losing a ton of money. It's just that they're not making a massive profit. It's amazing how this whole system works. But there's still a couple things that they can hold on to. In particular, Squid Game, the popular originally mini-series that took the world by storm and became Netflix's still most popular show of all time, has officially been renewed for a season 2. That's right, you thought this story was done. It's not.
Well, no, because it ended on a cliffhanger.
I feel like it wasn't an actual cliffhanger, though, right? It didn't have to be a cliffhanger.
I mean...
It was a good way to end it, just if you ended it there.
I guess.
I want to see more Squid Games happen in the next season.
Yeah. And so is the creator of the show, who, in previous interviews, did admit that he had not thought about doing a second season of the show. And couldn't think about what would happen in a second season of the show. But now he's all on board, because he stands to make a lot of money. And if that's not a metaphor for the show, well, wait till you get the load of what else they're doing with Squid Games.
Okay, go ahead.
See, a season 2 is not the only thing that's coming out about Squid Games.
Of course not. Why would there only be like one thing coming out? They need like 2 or 3.
They need to keep the train moving on Squid Games.
I need Squid Games animated for kids.
What
like a kid
kids
version.
learn from this?
And I think kids could learn like how to win at Squid Games and make a lot of money.
Which is the message.
Which will become an important skill going into the future.
Yes. Starting now, apparently, too, because Netflix has also announced a reality competition series, Squid Game: The Challenge. Inspired by the record-breaking scripted drama, The Challenge is going to allegedly be the largest reality competition ever, with 456 real players and a historically high cash prize of $4.5 million.
Oh my fucking god.
So they just did Squid Game. Minus, I'm assuming, the murder.
So what they're saying is like, they made a show where it's like, wow, our system's really messed up, bro.
But then the system...
fix these problems.
But then the system incorporates it in order to reinforce
the
it.
system is like, that's a cool idea. What if I made money off of it?
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great way to sort of just keep making sure that no criticism ever lands.
I want to
Nothing ever changes.
see the show, like this game show happen, and it actually is full of murder, and it's extremely shocking.
Wow.
And then it causes actual change somehow.
I think at least one guy will die. I mean, 465
the 10
contestants.
The 10-episode competition series is looking for recruiters now, open at squidgamecasting.com.
Casting.
Well, yeah, they gotta find 456 fucking players, apparently.
Oh, I should sign up.
It's a 10. So this is a 10-episode reality show that features 456 people.
Yeah.
I want to see talking head interviews with Stairmaster.
What after I won?
Yeah.
I got like a...
You'd be like, you just have to be cutthroat out there.
No mercy. It's kill or be killed. I'm the Joker, baby.
Stair would definitely become the villain of Squid Game.
As soon as they started handing out the death sticks, I knew what I had to do.
That's what they're called death sticks for a reason.
But nothing is ever allowed to just end, and so Squid Game is coming back. I'm still waiting for them to just decide that they're doing Queen's Gambit too. This time she's even better at chess.
This time she's got to do chess against aliens.
I want to see like Queen's Gambit 2, but she has to survive on a chessboard as a chess piece.
Oh, so it's like Hunters. The Nazis are making her play.
Oh yeah,
human chess.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But it won't be the Nazis; it'll be the Russians, because that's It's the Cold War era.
Yeah. As we know, communism killed over 60 more billion people.
It's true. Communism, the real enemy, not Squid Game. Last but not least, of course, I have...
Squid Game is communism, Swanson.
True.
It's true, when you think about it.
Everyone's got an equal chance.
Yeah, that's definitely true in the narrative of the show.
It's true. They're definitely not handing out different experiences to different people.
Nope.
Equal chance of winning. So, here's my favorite news story. I saved it for last. We've discussed NFTs on the show before, of course. One of our favorite new ways to make money.
Yeah, guys, check out keo-nft-awesome.sweet.org, and you can get 15% off on the new procedurally generated Keo NFT token.
This Keo has a monocle.
If you sign up today, you'll have a 25% chance of winning a platinum secret rare NFT picture on my website.
My Keo was eating an ice cream cone.
What flavor?
Chocolate.
Oh, that's rare. Oh man, that's worth like almost like $1 more billion.
I'm really excited. I'm actually developing a show about it. Which is something that I have in common with Seth Green, creator of Robot Chicken, among other things. Who, after purchasing his Bored Ape Yacht Club personal NFT, number 8398, he decided he was going to develop a TV show about it.
What?
That's right. He was going to use his NFT as a character from in his new TV show, White Horse Tavern.
Because, of course, owning the NFT means he owns the trademark to it.
Right. Which is, I guess, a thing legally now.
Wait. So, so we went over this news story when we started, and I heard you talk about NFTs or something, and I was like, okay, sure. But I didn't understand what you were talking about. That's what happened?
Yeah, so we'll tell the listeners what happened, Swanson.
Tell me what happened. Explain it to me directly.
So
yeah, he's developing this show with this ape as one of the main characters, until, of course, it was kidnapped. By which I mean the NFT. Some
guy DM'd Seth Green, was like, hey, this is NFT tech support. We need your password. And Seth Green thought it was legit.
Is that true?
Yeah, I might have played with the details a little bit.
I mean, that is how those scams work, though. They literally do social engineer you. They usually don't hack anything in the way you think of a hacker, typing on a keyboard and then saying I'm in. Usually it's just what's there said.
Yeah.
So anyway, Seth Green gave up his login details or something like that, and they took his ape and with it the trademark to the ape.
Is that how that works?
They took my ape.
Yes. They put the show in legal jeopardy.
Yeah.
So you're saying that these NFTs actually let you own the procedurally generated ape that they gave you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because from my understanding, these yacht club ape whatever things that they come up
Bored
with,
ape.
it's the
yacht
same.
Club.
It's the same.
Get it right.
It's the same piece of artwork, but they just plastered something else on its face or its body.
Well, if you own an ape, you're legally allowed to use it in commercial endeavors.
That's right.
And so the ape got taken, and Seth Green had to pay $300,000 in ransom to get it back.
Yeah, roughly. I think it's 260 something, but yeah, we can round up.
Oh, okay. What does this ape look like? I need to see this ape.
Well, we don't know. He can't just show you what the ape looks like, Keo.
It's on the blockchain. You should be able to find it.
I don't think it's on a blockchain. I just think it's a JPEG, Keo.
The whole thing of NFTs is it's all on some kind of public ledger.
Well, here, Keo, let Seth Green himself explain it to you. Here's what he said. I bought that ape in July 2021, and have spent the last several months developing and exploiting the IP to make it into the star of this show. Then, days before, his name is Fred, by the way, days before he's set to make his world debut, he's literally kidnapped. You like he added his name in there? Made sure everyone knew that this was a real ape.
According to the story, he had to spend most of last month pleading online for it to be returned.
Yeah, he had to get down on his knees and say, "I've abandoned my ape!"
Okay, so it's Bored Ape Yacht Club number 8398. Let's see if by Googling that gives me a picture of it. Okay, allegedly it's this ape with a halo and a skeleton t-shirt. I don't... It's been reported for suspicious activity and it's owned by Fred Simeon.
It just looks like...
Can you describe this?
You can't.
So, it's the ape you're familiar with, the NFT ape, but he's got like a little flat-colored halo above his head. It's not glowing. He's got a black T-shirt on with a rib cage on it.
I think it's smoking a cigarette, but it's not lit.
Yeah,
and he's unshaven and he's got like a cigarette in his mouth, and he's like, he looks like he's about to cry. This is the item that Seth Green was so desperate to see. He fell in love with this character, named it, and wanted to make a show after it. Is he okay? Is he well?
Here's my thing that I thought of when I was reading this story, and I think is perhaps the funniest thing. Why's it gotta be this monkey?
So,
is there like a license on how many like a talking monkey?
So, do you really own a trademark to this? Because this is the same piece of artwork that everyone else gets. It's the exact same one with just a couple of details changed.
This website has tags for the properties of the ape. Sad.
Yeah, it's all
6%
data-driven.
have this trait. Fur brown, 14% have this trait. Halo.
Is this even rare? Is this even a rare ape?
I don't know. It says the all-time average price is only $29. I know. I don't even know if this is an exchange that.
Okay. Oh, maybe this is not his ape. Maybe we're just looking at the wrong one. But if it's confirmed.
I want it to be his ape.
I do too. I just I don't want to spread dangerous disinformation on the podcast.
Well, listen, Seth, if you're listening and this is not your ape, please do share your ape with the world.
Well, he's really been working on it. He really wants the ape to be out there. That's his passion, apparently.
Well, he was so excited that he got his ape back that he confirmed to BuzzFeed by simply saying 3 words: "Fred is home."
Oh my god! All right, I think we have to stop the pod here.
Yeah, that was TV Tuners for the week, folks.
Okay. Yeah,
so I think this is the Fred that we're talking about because the last sale was for $100,029 in Ethereum.
And it went to Fred Simeon.
Fred _Simeon.
Is that?
Yeah, okay. That sounds like Fred to me, personally. Seth Green also maintains that he never actually lost the IP rights to Fred the Ape because the NFT, of course, was stolen. But the lack of legal precedent about this new technology left him in a gray area.
The new technology of JPEGs.
Yeah, I'm sure the courts would have really sided with the hacker who took it. They would have been like, "Sorry, but this hacker owned the trademark to this piece of art that's been replicated thousands of times with slight details changed on it. He owns the one with the halo and the black T-shirt."
I'm sorry, you can't film your shitty little show that 5 people will watch.
Do you want to see the rarest Bored Ape?
Yeah, I want to see the rarest Bored Ape.
It's not Fred, to be fair.
It's Bored Ape.
Well, I don't think Fred's even rare.
It's Bored Ape 7495.
Now this is one you make a show about.
So are these all the rarest traits combined? Turtleneck.
Only 49
knife in
apes
mouth.
feature a dagger in the mouth, while only 219 feature the DMT fur style. Despite this Bored Ape's rarity, it has not been sold since it was minted.
Damn, I think it's time for us to buy this Bored Ape.
And here's number 2. It's...
Oh, you can't make a cartoon out of this ape.
No, that would be too disturbing for the children.
Yeah. This ape has its eyes.
Pizza in mouth?
Pizza in mouth.
No
Kia,
shirt?
do you want to describe this ape?
Yeah, and then I'm never going to talk about these apes
Ever again.
I'm going. Look, Swanson, get me a contract saying that I can't talk about these apes again, so that I am contractually bound never to speak about them again, or else I have to I don't know, pay $1 million to you,
Seth Green.
Seth Green. Yeah. So yeah, they've got an ape here. It's I guess it's kind of albino looking, but the eyeballs are popping out of the sockets in a grotesque way. They're kind of floating. He's got an unappetizing pizza, kind of hanging from its mouth. I'm not it seems like his lips are closing down on it even, rather than his teeth. And he's got no shirt and no other details.
Well, yeah.
Also, he's poorly shaven.
Yeah, Kia, these apes are just so different. I don't know how you can say they're the same thing.
It's the same artworks.
No, sorry, Kia, these are different.
Legally distinct apes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure we're all looking forward to Fred the Ape's new show, Ape Town, or whatever the fuck it's called. White Horse Tavern. Coming soon to...
HBO.
All right, well, that is it for the news. So there is but one more segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Guess Who's Coming? Hit the theme, Kyorain. That's right. It's another month, which means it's time for another edition of Guess Who's Coming, everyone's favorite game show in which I give my two friends, Kyorain and Stairmaster, the titles of upcoming TV shows for the month of June, and they have to guess the premise. You know what June's the start of, guys?
Summer?
Juneteenth?
That's right, Kyo. It's the start of summer, which means that 3 shows that I did something a little different on this, and it's a little clue to you guys to look forward to. 3 of the 6 shows that we're going to guess this week have summer in the title.
Oh.
I don't know who's checking, but
the algorithm.
They're just all making the same titles they know when to release them. That's for sure.
Okay, and this week, Stairmaster and I have made a vow about the premises for our shows. They're going to all have the same starting phrase.
I barely remember mine. Do you remember yours?
Yeah, I think mine was Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who discovers ...
Well, I thought
okay,
it was
well, that's going to prove to
Fitzgerald.
be a problem for this first one, Kyo. This is an FX show called The Old Man.
Everything changes
right.
when ... Jeremy Franklin Fitzgerald wakes up and realizes he's 89 years old. And he doesn't know how he got there.
Okay. Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who discovers an old man living in his backyard.
We forgot the ...
Oh, I forgot the ... but hopefully no one's going to be upset with me. I'm not going to lose any points for not including that.
The Old Man centers on Dan Chase, who absconded from the CIA decades ago and has been living off the grid since. When an assassin arrives and tries to take Chase out, the old operative learns that to ensure his future, he must now reconcile with his past.
Okay, so that's sort of like the inverse of what Keo proposed.
Yes. Also, the old
young
man in
man's in the
question is Jeff Bridges, a.k.a. the dude.
A.k.a. Tucker, from Tucker the Man in His Car, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
That's
After
true.
The Godfather.
Yes.
So he did make good movies afterwards.
Is that a good movie?
And my friend swears by it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think living in someone's backyard is kind of living off the grid.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But mine is about a guy who's old. And this guy is clearly old.
It's true. It's in the title.
I don't know.
And there is a mystery in mine. And there's a mystery in here in that someone's trying to kill him and he doesn't know why.
Well, there's a mystery implied in mine.
Oh, what's the mystery of...
We don't know why. We don't know why he's in the backyard.
Well, we don't... Yeah, because you didn't say. That doesn't mean that the knowledge is known to him.
Well, the guy who came discovering the guy in his backyard doesn't know why. He has to discover it for himself. That's...
I've decided to give the point to Stairmaster.
He didn't even say if he knew the old man or not. He just discovered an old man in his backyard. We have no context to know how much he should know or not know.
I guess so. It's kind of implied by how I phrased it that he doesn't know this man.
Next, we turn to Amazon Prime for the first of 3 summer shows. The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Okay, so everything everything changes when Jeremy Franklin Fitzgerald starts taking estradiol and becoming a true self.
All right.
But she lives in the South, so some real shit goes down.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who discovers the secret to beauty, and he opens his own salon. And that's it. That's my premise. I think mine is harder to work with than Stairs.
Yeah, I think you're starting to realize that the problem with this inherent sort of idea of yours. The Summer I Turned Pretty is a multi-generational drama that hinges on a love triangle between one girl and 2 brothers, the ever-evolving relationship between mothers and their children, and the enduring power of strong female friendship. It's a coming-of-age story about first love, first heartbreak, and the magic of that one perfect summer.
Okay, so mine is about a woman who was assigned male at birth.
True, that doesn't seem to come up in this.
Well, Keogh's is about a man. And it makes no reference of women whatsoever.
It's true. This show does say that there's an enduring... It does explore the enduring power of strong female friendship.
And obviously a show about someone, figuring out their own truth and transitioning. Female friendship is going to be a big part of it.
I think that a salon is a place where a lot of female friendship is created, presumably. I don't know anything about women.
True. Keogh's the least knowledgeable about women of us 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
Pretty sure, like, when you go to a salon, you talk, there's women there and they talk to each other.
I don't know, I feel like this is a tie.
I don't think it's a tie. I think it's just you got a second point, bud.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I know you're not used to being 2-0 against Keoghrain, but I think Keogh's got run into some trouble here with his his idea.
I didn't even stick to mine.
I'm handicapped myself a little bit here.
But hey, it's fine. There's still a lot of game left.
Okay.
Such as this Amazon Prime show, The Lake.
Okay,
Okay, so everything changes when Jeremy Franklin Frankfurter III goes on vacation with his family to the lake, and he falls in love with a woman he's not married to. Maybe this is like Lake Tahoe?
Wait, is he cheating?
Yes. Well, he might be. That's the thing. He has to make a decision on whether to lay pipe or not.
Interesting. All right. Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who who discovers a new passion by heading over to a lake and spending every weekend there. And
yes. What does he do there?
He finds some kind of treasure. I don't know if it's it's a treasure chest or if it's like some kind of metaphorical.
Okay, but what does he usually do at the lake? I'm curious.
I think he would like go fishing.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Or maybe he would just like, I don't know, maybe take a boat out on the lake, a yacht, an ape yacht.
take a yacht with some of his ape friends.
None of them really look like they want to be there.
Yeah.
They all seem very upset that they are on the boat.
The lake follows Justin as he returns from living abroad after a breakup with his long-term partner. In the hope of reconnecting with the biological daughter that he gave up for adoption in his teens, he plans to create new memories with his city-loving daughter Billy at the idyllic lake from his childhood. Yes. These plans go awry when he finds out his father left the family cottage to his picture-perfect stepsister, Macy May.
Wait, his stepsister?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like there could still be a relationship angle here, forbidden love.
This is not
an anime made for like 7 dudes in Japan who have way too much money to spend.
I was gonna say this is not Japan.
Keo, you got any defense?
Okay, but like mine has him taking his family to the lake and everything changing, and there is a change, and he takes his family to the lake.
Okay, so here's the deal. Stairmaster's got this flipped. He says he finds love there, but it sounds like he finds like a contentious relationship with his family.
No, I think he's gonna fall in love with his stepsister. That's why she's his stepsister and not his.
I would argue that there are treasures that he is finding here in the terms of new memories.
Yeah, new memories. Something about like connecting with his daughter or something.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you guys, the copy for this is kind of a mess.
Oh, that's good for me, I think.
Is there a yacht involved at any point? Can you find that out?
Based off what I can tell, there does not seem to be a yacht. But then again, do most people have yachts on lakes?
No.
I think yachts are for the ocean.
All right, give me one final pitch on why you should win.
Because the treasure is his family. And also because I didn't have any type of romance mentioned, and I don't think that's...
There's gotta be romance. Come on, it's a TV show. It's a single man. You're gonna have the romance angle.
I'm gonna go with Keo on this one.
Yeah, out of pity.
Yes. Yeah, out of pity. Look, I'm handicapped here. I'm working with a very difficult start to these sentences.
Listen, you can make all the excuses you want, Keo, but we know the real you. All right, so the last 3 are all Netflix shows, which means that Netflix is releasing 2 shows with summer in the title, about a week apart from each other.
Okay.
Netflix is
really
also
going for the summer rush here.
Netflix is also releasing what I can only describe as a metric shit ton of programming in the month of June.
They are really desperate not to go in the downturn here. They want line to go up, not down.
So let's start with another summer show brought to you by our friends at Netflix, Surviving Summer.
Alright, so everything changes when the great scorching comes, and temperatures skyrocket across the eastern seaboard of the United States. In the midst of all this chaos, Jeffrey Jeremy Epstein Robertson and his family have to survive the heat wave, with no help from the authority in sight. And also he learns a little bit something about love.
Okay.
There will be
Jeremy Fitzgerald. You're still going?
A guy does get impaled through the face with a harpoon. in the first episode by bandits.
Interesting. Okay.
That sounds a lot more exciting than the show I'm about to start by saying Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something-year-old man who discovers ... that summer is a lot more dangerous than he thought.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's it?
Hold on. Thinking. Processing. Yeah, it's just he gets real hot and sweaty, and he gets a new air conditioner, but it turns out the guy who sold him the air conditioning unit from this like rundown shop, he's actually a serial killer.
Okay. Interesting premise.
And like what he does is he has a switch to make the air conditioner turn hot.
Yeah, and it's like it's gonna be another scorcher.
Not again. Yeah, so, alright. Surviving Summer is what this is called. I want to just... There's a line in this first sentence that I want to focus on after I say it, before we get into the defending each other. Or our premises.
Alright, I'm
Expelled
ready.
from school and exiled to Australia, a rebel New York teen makes waves among a young surfer's inner circle and leaves a mess in her wake. Exiled to Australia?
Alright, so, yes.
Is this like from like back in like
The 19th
Like the
century.
English colony? She's just...
Cheerio, mate. It's off to hit the waves.
Did they go surfing? Did they go surfing back then?
Exiled to Australia. It's interesting. A bold premise.
Well,
anyway.
Well, I guess there gets the
yes,
point.
because
How'd you
Australia
know it was
is the most likely country to be harpooned through the face by bandits.
Oh, I thought you said it was in Australia.
No, I just said it's a great scorching.
But I mean, we know what that means.
Yes.
We know where that starts. We've all seen Mad Max.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Stare, you've got a sizable lead, but Keo can come back.
You
So
just
let's
have to
go.
win
Let's see if this.
every...
Let's see if Keo is of the two summer shows so far. Keo is 0-2 when it comes to summer shows. So let's see if this last
summer
one is
would
any
be
kinder
his
to
season.
him.
What do you discover in summer that's going to be a show?
Here's the final summer show of 3, 2 of which are being released on Netflix. I was wrong, by the way. They're not being released on separate weeks. It's the same exact week, June 3rd, already released these 2 summer shows.
Oh, can we?
Well before summer.
Can we guess it then? If it's already out?
Yeah.
Wow, you watched it?
I guarantee you've not heard of this show, 2 summers.
Okay.
Something I have heard of before, though, but I know I haven't. It's just something that exists.
Okay, so everything changes, ... Oh wait, everything changes when ... A child is murdered in the summer of 1989 in Georgia. A community is devastated by the unanswered mysteries. 20 years later, another case, shockingly similar, that's also in summer, brings a new detective who finds a dark secret about society.
Oh man, that sounds good. Okay, Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who discovers that last summer, his car was stolen.
Who took his car?
Yeah, he left it at back home because he was out of state, and he came back, and the car is missing now. And the last time it was seen was last summer. So now this summer, he
has to go to the city of New York where it's about to be towed and pay the parking ticket.
Yeah.
That's the show.
Oh, okay. A little co-op there.
Thank you for helping me finish it.
A close circle of friends reunites for a lavish holiday, decades after one of them was the victim of a sexual assault committed by others in the group.
Sounds like stereotypical.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Stare, have you taken something before this game that makes you so adept at playing this particular one?
I might be peering into the future a little bit.
Keo's never been so thoroughly thrashed, I don't think, in this game.
No, I haven't. And I don't know if I can even blame this gimmick I'm doing, honestly.
Hey, come on. How was I supposed to know that ripping off True Crime would get me the point?
Alright, well, it's 4-1 right now, so this is really just more for Keo's pride than anything.
Come on, Keo.
I'm ready to tap out here. I don't want to.
You sure
Sarah's going to have the prize.
you sure you don't want to do this?
I want to get that 5-1, Keo. Come on.
Okay, fine. We'll do the last one.
Stare really wants the bragging rights for the absolute sort
It'll
of
never happen
destruction.
again.
All right. This one's titled God's Favorite Idiot.
Okay, so it's a film, it's a movie, it's a TV show about me.
Ooh.
It's sort of like the new Louis.
Oh, like you're like a weird sexual pervert.
Okay, I'm done. I quit.
Okay, Jeremy Fitzgerald is a 20-something man who discovers that he is the latest, greatest prophet of the Almighty Lord Father God in heaven. But there's a twist. He's really bad at it.
Interesting. Okay.
That is a show we would want to watch.
Clark Thompson is a mid-level tech support employee who takes saunas with his dad, Gene, pines after his coworker, Emily, and loves his cat.
What is the...
What the fuck?
We're not done yet. When he starts to glow, he begins to realize this isn't an average day at the office, and God has bigger plans for him. Clark can't save mankind by himself. He must gather his flock of mismatched coworkers, his longtime crush Amelie, and angelic allies to outwit Satan herself. Together, they're just a bunch of average humans coming together for the greater good, because after all, you can't save the world alone.
Okay, so Keo gets the point, but I just want, if Swanson hadn't so ruthlessly skewered me while I was explaining my show, maybe I could have won. That last point.
You were just going to say it was like Louis.
I was gonna say more stuff. You know I always say more stuff.
It was you. You were going to say it was Yui.
No, Yui's my friend on Twitter.
Oh,
I get all my movie opinions from. Maybe one day
and
we'll have her
she's not
on.
a sexual pervert.
You just cut
we know of.
Well, she's a social, you know.
Yeah, they're all perverts. That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
She's got an anime, Abby. You know.
Well,
how it is.
yeah.
What would you say? I mean, Keo has Keo thorougly got this, I think.
I feel like I'm gonna donate 2 of my points out of respect to Keo for his great career.
So that the game can be tied?
Oh, I mean 3 points.
Wait, I win?
Yeah, you win.
Yeah, Stare, this is what
Swanson,
we call...
you really scared me at the start of that one, but when you read those pointless details about going to a sauna?
I can't help it that they decided to add it into the ad copy that it's important that he goes to a sauna with his dad.
Oh, his dad is God,
cats.
obviously.
It's like some kind of really important sauna, like a god sauna.
Yeah.
Like,
so he's Jesus?
Yeah.
He's like in Jesus
No,
bathwater.
I got you.
Wait,
Okay.
at a sauna you don't soak in water though; it's just steam. So
I mean, steam is water.
You don't soak in it though.
Why don't you soak in this?
Well, you soak in your own sweat. So.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, you know what? I'm keeping my points. Fuck you, you little Pete ass.
Stare wins. Not the thrashing he wanted, but still a regular old.
A noticeable
smash and thrash.
domination.
Well, what's his prize? I want to see what he gets.
Well, here you go, Stare. Here's a script for this adaptation of a book that we're doing.
The water park, man.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think? Who do you think should direct?
Colin Trevorrow.
Oh, God. All right. I want this water park man to be like the Joker.
No, that's Philip. That's Philip Thomas, I think, or whatever his name is.
Oh, did Trevorrow
Todd
not direct
Phillips.
the new? No. Trevorrow was the guy is the Jurassic Park guy who said that he wanted the new dinosaur to be like the Joker.
Yeah. I heard that no people get eaten by dinosaurs in that movie.
That's
Which is not what you would expect from a movie with a Joker dinosaur.
Yeah, I heard it was real bad.
Yeah.
Well, I would expect a Joker dinosaur to be eating all sorts of people while laughing. Congratulations on winning that game, Stare. It's proof that an underdog can always win the game if they fail enough times. And now there's nothing left for us to do but discuss the show we came here to talk about, The Offer.
The Boys.
The Offer is a biographical drama miniseries about the development and production of Francis Ford Coppola's landmark New York City gangster film, The Godfather. It follows a slew of people who work for Paramount, who are producing the film or doing something with the film, and also a bunch of other things that don't really make any sense and don't seem like they need to be in the show.
You know what I love to see in my TV shows is when you start off the show with something that's not relevant to the rest of the show and seems like it could be more interesting than the actual show that they give us.
Yeah, because we start with actual mafia politics.
Here's my question before we get into the specifics of this episode that we watched, titled A Seat at the Table. How much time do you think elapses from the beginning of this episode to the end?
I guess 5 days.
I think it's a few months.
5 years.
What? What? Nothing happens. This episode has been bad for Kia's sanity.
Swanson, they didn't portray the flow of time at all, except for with some offhand statements about how it was taking a long time for the guy to write the screenplay.
Well, all right. Do you want to know how I adapted, how I figured out that it was 5 years?
Please do.
All right. So the Godfather starts production in around 1969, 1970.
Uh-huh.
I think Francis Ford Coppola comes on around 1970. Hogan's Heroes debuts in 1965.
Oh, yes, and we see the pitch scene.
For that, yeah.
Strange.
So the time flowing through this show is 5 years.
This episode.
In this one episode.
Allegedly.
I didn't even know it was 1965 at the start of this episode. I thought it was the 70s.
Well, that's the thing, right? So the gangster plot is happening in 1969. But then they jump, without telling you that they're jumping back in time.
They don't portray the flow of time at
This
all.
Is worse
in
than
this,
the Jackal,
like I said.
that's for sure. Or whatever the hell
the
that show was called. The Serpent.
We never see like a calendar flipping over during a scene transition.
Well, Mario Puzo, the author, seems to write The Godfather in a day.
Oh yeah, because at the start he has a real humdinger of a book that nobody cares about.
That's true. I didn't even catch that. Yeah, it's just he's talking about they want me to write a book about mobsters.
And then the next scene, he's like, I figured it all out. Here's my book about mobsters.
I'm now the richest man on earth.
But my demeanor and lifestyle hasn't changed at all.
My house is still the same since before I made a book that sold 9 million copies. I have not bought a new house.
And I'm real desperate to make this movie. Desperate for this one. I need this bad. Because doesn't he still seem like he's a down on his luck, loser guy?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
At that point, you've kind of like won at writing books, and you can put out whatever schlock you want after that.
And he did, in real life.
Yeah.
So let's, I guess let's start with the beginning.
I think we pretty much covered the show with.
Well, also the Colombo family is there.
Yeah, so this is 1969. I don't think anything tells you that it's 1969, but it is.
No.
And these mobsters are just sort of walking around. We're not even a minute into this show, by the way, and immediately there's a Godfather reference. A dude picks up a cannoli, and a guy's like, "Hey, don't leave the cannoli." Like, God damn. So,
yeah, okay, look, I've got a lot of problems with this whole mafia angle here.
Yeah.
First of all, it has nothing to do with the rest of the show. I guess maybe it'll converge later. I don't know.
I do shoot at the guy at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, that's... Keo was so out of it, he didn't even notice that the
very end of the episode is Miles Teller's character, the producer, and his girlfriend? No, his assistant's car, and the car getting shot up.
Okay, but so they hint at the show being like a mobster show. Like, if you just turn this show on and you had no idea what it was, you would think from the first scene that it's a mobster show, but it's not at all.
Yeah, because then you cut to a guy inventing Hogan's Heroes, and also coming up with the idea for MASH, but getting shot down.
It's a it's a show where they it's a show about like making a movie, but then also some mobsters are in it.
Except, okay, yeah, why would you make a show about making a movie and not a movie about making a movie?
Well, here's the other thing that I find very interesting. Because this is not... Why would you specifically make a movie or a show about this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, The Godfather is a good movie and all, and it is, in fact, one of the best, probably. But is it really the one Francis Ford Coppola film that we need an exploration of the production of?
Yeah, I feel like there's a very obvious candidate right there.
Yeah.
Do we need 5-minute scenes of mobsters just kind of talking, never actually doing any crimes, just kind of chatting about like their politics for a minute, and we have no investment in it or really any understanding of what's happening?
Yeah, we do need that, actually, it turns out, I guess. We needed it because this show wasn't running long enough. They needed a good 68 minutes for this first episode to really get it all in there.
What I saw here was I just a guess. Yeah. I would imagine that like somebody read over the script for this, and they were like, "This is too boring. We need something to spice this up." And they're like, "How about we include like mobster scenes that will remind you of The Godfather, but it's with real mobsters, but they don't commit any crimes."
It's good. That's the pitch.
Yeah, why couldn't they have just made a show about Apocalypse Now's production?
Yeah. I mean, it's a better idea. I mean, it's also already a movie, but it's a better idea.
Couldn't have any mobster scenes in that. Wait, or could you? I've never seen that movie.
I mean, the American military is basically the world's biggest protection racket.
Okay.
Not wrong. So yeah, we get introduced to our main character, Miles Teller, playing this man, Albert Ruddy. So I didn't know when...
Hold on, let me get my pillow.
I guess I'll just bring it up now. This show, I want to say, is about 80% inaccurate. I don't think anything that really happened, like maybe some of the stuff that happens in this show is true, but the majority of it is like just wrong in general. So,
I guess there was a whole Hogan Heroes pitch scene. I guess that meeting happened.
I'm sure he pitched it along with this other guy. But I don't know if it happened like that.
I don't know if it was like he was talking to 6-year-olds. But then again, it is Hollywood.
And I don't think he went personally to Mexico to talk to Robert Redford about a shitty movie.
But
what was the point of that
scene? With The Godfather.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with The Godfather. No reason for him. What was the point of it, exactly?
It was him climbing the ladder of being a Hollywood guy.
Yeah, they had to get a guy in here who looks vaguely like Robert Redford.
Not the worst cast
Nope, not the worst casting in this show, that's for sure. So here's the interesting thing about Albert Ruddy that is like ready-made for this show about the making of The Godfather.
Uh-huh.
Ruddy's before Hogan's Heroes, Ruddy did work for this, whatever this Rand Corporation is. Danny Rand's Corporation.
It was like the original think tank. It did a lot of research into game theory regarding nuclear war and deterrence.
He did leave that to become a television writer at Universal Studios, but left when he was hired to help. He was hired by Marlon Brando Sr. to help produce a film. That's an instant in right there. Marlon Brando, of course, being the titular Godfather, and then I guess his dad was in film. So that's something you could work with instead of I don't know what even is this. So let's. I don't even know where to start with this one, man. So Ruddy is this dude. He doesn't play by the rules, guys. Okay, he's a no-nonsense television producer.
Also, he sort of sounds like Don Draper.
You say he doesn't play by the rules. You mean like he does play by the rules, but everyone's just kind of already done with him, so he gets to do what he wants.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Here's my first. No way this actually happened. So he goes out with his friend, and they go into this big club in LA, and all these ladies are all over his friend because he's a TV writer. There's no fucking way this TV writer is. There's 5 women who are just like, oh, he writes for
That's
TV.
That's what TV writers think will happen once they write a movie screenplay.
Instead, they're stuck writing for The Offer.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And Ruddy meets his, I guess, wife. I think it's supposed to be his significant other for this portion of the episode. He meets her here, and meanwhile, we get introduced. Listen, if you like a show that just sort of introduces you to a bunch of people real quick and then does nothing with them, this is a show for you.
It's a show for me. I like all these characters who are there for a minute and then they're not there anymore.
We get introduced to the author of The Godfather, Mario Puzo, played by a guy who looks like Danny DeVito and sort of talks like him, but is not him.
He's getting high school bullied by a mobster.
Yeah. I think he's talking with his agent in this scene. I don't know. I think that's who this lady is, but he's talking about how this book he did made no money. Like no one came to buy this book or whatever. Which begs the question of why you have a book signing. But he's like, oh man, I owe money to the mobsters and, it's gonna be bad if I don't get the money. And she's like, why don't you write about the mobsters that you owe money to? And it's like, I don't know about all that. And this mobster guy who looks like he's, Freddie Mercury from the 1980s comes in and he's like, listen, you owe money to the mob and, I'm here to collect. And he beats him up, and then he leaves to go sing the theme to Flash Gordon. And so then he goes home and he writes The Godfather, I think. It's just what he does. So this is the part I was talking about earlier, right? Where he shows up and he's like talking with his wife and he's like, yeah, she wants me to write about mobsters. And she's like, that's crazy. You can't write about mobsters. He's like, maybe I'll give it a try. And he sits down and he starts typewriting. And then we cut back to him after some scenes with Ruddy or whatever the fuck. And
he's just has casually written and published
The Godfather
and sold millions of copies of The Godfather.
And while he's mashing out this book, Ruddy is convincing a panel of a boardroom full of board executives on the Hogan's Heroes. So he initially thinks this idea is funny, this Hogan Hero idea. His writing partner is like, no, we need to do this other idea that's essentially MASH. And he's like, oh, I guess we could do that. And so they pitch it, and the head is pretty much like, what else? He's like, yeah, so what? What else you got? It's like, all right, well, I guess we're done here. And then suddenly, Ruddy steps up, because this is how, of course, the creative process works, guys, is he stands up, and he's immediately just going into the entire premise of Hogan's Heroes, complete with character names. And he's just like, yeah, you see, this guy's behind enemy lines, but he's not trying to get rescued. He's trying to rescue other people.
Oh, don't forget, the guy's offended by the premise at first, but he keeps going, and he wins him over. That's
yes. He says that it's a Nazi, that they're in a Nazi camp, and he's like, there's nothing funny about the Nazis. And he's like, just you wait till I tell you about this inept Colonel Clink and his sergeant. Ooh, he's a big fat guy. It's supposed to be like this endearing scene about like the power of a pitch. I don't know what is this scene supposed to accomplish, really? It's supposed to show us that Ruddy's like good at talking.
Shows you how stupid these meetings are, maybe?
I guess. So here's the kicker of this meeting, right? He pitches Hogan's Heroes, the entire premise laid out there, just right there, complete with names, dates, what's going to happen when, here's these people, here's all the stuff they do. Lays it out almost as if he's watched the show before. And then the executive looks at him and says, you told anybody else about this yet? Don't. I'm buying it right now. And I guess that's just what you do when you're rich.
That's how the meetings actually went, Swanson.
Yeah, they decided, sight unseen, that they would buy it.
I'm really no expert on this, so it could actually be how those meetings went, but I can't fact check it.
I'm gonna say, based off the rest of this show, it's not how it went down. So yeah, this is jarring, right? So he pitches Hogan's Heroes. They do this big scene about him pitching Hogan's Heroes. And then, like, the next time we see him, he's done with Hogan's Heroes. he's just like, yeah, I'm done with that life.
Yeah, we don't even get to see Hogan's Heroes.
No, you made a big deal about this. They even play, briefly, the theme song to Hogan's Heroes in the background when he's doing his pitch. And then they don't even show us some Hogan's Heroes?
I got the impression that, like, it went into early production and then he just immediately quit it because he wasn't interested anymore or something.
That's, I think, I don't know. That's not what actually happens, of course. He was Ruddy doesn't start producing until 1970. Or, sorry, till 1969. So there's 4 years of him just doing Hogan's Heroes stuff. I feel like I am following this guy's trajectory more than the show does.
Well, yeah, you're the TV expert.
So, Mario Puzo finishes The Godfather, and it's just like an instant hit. Like, it becomes a bestseller. It gets bought by Paramount options it, and then, like, it's selling out all over the place. So much so that the mob themselves are, like, getting copies of the book and being like, this is anti-Italian discrimination.
True.
And this Joe Colombo guy becomes... There's this whole elaborate scene where Joe Colombo... This is the thing. We need to see someone get whacked.
No.
I need to see... You're giving me a mob plot and you're not going to show me someone getting killed?
No, you can't. No, they just need to be talking and like getting along perfectly.
Because there's a scene where this Joe Colombo dude rats out the guy he's talking to in the first scene. We don't even see that guy get whacked. He just doesn't show up again. Come on, give me a little something. Give me a little cake. Daddy needs his juice.
They didn't have the money for that. They spent it all on that shot of him hanging out in the movie studio. Because they really did go all out with that movie studio. Making it look like period appropriate.
That's true. That was perhaps one of the more impressive things in the show.
I was like, wow, working in the movies is cool.
So this guy becomes head of one of the 5 families, and he decides that he's going to create the Italian American Civil Rights League. And I ask once again, why is this in here? Like, I get it. This league was like, didn't like The Godfather or whatever, so you got to include that part. But does all of this other stuff need to be in here?
It greatly impacted the trajectory of the production of the movie. It was a big deal. Swanson.
Oh, speaking of The Irishman, Stare, did you notice that they played the song from The Irishman in one of the scenes with these mobsters?
No, is it the one that's also in Thunderbolt Gundam?
Yes.
It always comes back to
Yeah, In the Still of the Night is playing during one of these scenes as a direct callback to a better mob movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, yeah, we're gonna put a stop to this Godfather. So, Ruddy is making movies. He meets with, we didn't even talk about the executive yet. I forget this guy's name, but he's like the big head. He's the big head honcho at
the Austrian
Paramount.
guy who gets like 3 words of dialogue.
I'm talking about like the guy that like, I don't know what this guy's name is, but like the dude, the executive guy, you know who he is. Like he's there's a scene where he's talking to some dude about getting his girlfriend to part in a movie.
I don't know, but I just looked up that Albert S. Ruddy also helped create Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, so he's a legend.
Yes.
I'm talking about Robert Evans is this guy's name, I guess. He's the producer for Paramount. Like, he's running the show. And he hires Ruddy for some reason. Like, Ruddy shows up and is like, yeah, I like making movies. And he's like, all right, I guess you'll make a movie. And Ruddy starts hiring for a secretary, and this lady shows up who is like, her purpose is to be Wikipedia.
Yeah, back in the days before the internet, you just had to have a really smart broad. Have all the facts.
Who sort of just told you everything that you needed to know, that you should know, but she's going to tell you what you need to know because you don't know it.
Wikipedia is like a beautiful woman. That you just
and that's what she is essentially. She's Wikipedia in human form.
Stare, you're under arrest.
Understandable.
So there's this whole superfluous scene where he's talking to Robert Redford about a movie that we don't even really see either. And then after that movie flops, he talks to Robert Evans, and Evans is like, hey man, you're gonna go make The Godfather. And he's like, why? And he's like, I don't know, go do it. And I guess it's made clear that like they think The Godfather is going to be like a huge flop because all of the other mob movies that they've made have been flops, and so they're just sort of setting him up to fail, I guess. So Ruddy goes and meets with this like the big head honcho guy, and he I can't get over this one. So he goes to meet with him, and he's waiting in his office. And he does like a Kaiser Sose and like picks up on what the pitch is going to be by just like looking at things in the room. He's like, how am I going to pitch The Godfather? How am I going to pitch The Godfather? And then just
this pitch is like the most vague. Oh, it'll make you feel scared.
Yeah. He's like, this is going to be... Yeah, go ahead.
An ice blue movie... A terrifying ice blue, I think was what he said. Movie about people you love.
Yeah.
What is that? What? Who are the people that he loves?
Whatever it is, it impresses this guy, and it's enough for that to get greenlit. And then we see him, against the wishes of his boss, he hires the writer, Mario Puzo. And Puzo, despite being, at this point, has to be like a millionaire, or close to it in 70s terms, is like still living in the same house, still seems to be the exact same dude, and he's just like, oh, I don't know if I could write a movie. It's, I need this. I need to do this. And he's like, all right, well, let's do it then. He's like, okay, and I'll get it done in 3 days. And then cue like a month later, and he's like sitting in the pool eating lasagna.
I can't do it. I couldn't
They
do
make this
it.
dude so pathetic. He's sitting in a pool shirtless. Lasagna, a tray of lasagna is sitting on his stomach.
Oh, I hate Mondays.
And he's just sitting there like, oh, I thought I could do it. I'm a shitty writer. I'm no good. Oh. And Reddy's like, listen, you're not a shitty writer. I'm gonna get you some help. I'm gonna get you some help writing, okay? Because you suck. And
he starts rubbing his shoulders.
Yeah. And so before we get to the Francis Ford Coppola of it all, there is one thing I skipped over that I remembered looking at my notes here. So there's a scene where him and Puzo go out to dinner, and Reddy goes to the bathroom, and Puzo sees Frank Sinatra.
A guy
he goes
named
up to
Frank
him.
Sinatra. He doesn't even really have a deep voice or anything.
The guy. So this is the worst Sinatra impression I've ever seen in my life. This guy essentially just vaguely looks like Frank Sinatra, and then gets up and goes, "Hey, I'm Frank."
Fuck you.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, I'm Frank. Fuck you." And that's supposed to be like a Sinatra impression. I think I did a better one than this guy did. And that's like it. That's the whole thing. And they just have this like argument between the two of them. And Sinatra's like, "Oh, you're a disgrace. You're disgracing Italians everywhere."
And they're like, there's going to be major consequences for this plot point.
Yeah. And there is, and perhaps the dumbest way. And Sinatra's like, you're through. Fuck you. You're through. And then he's like, sorry, everybody. It's all good. And, so we get Reddy getting Francis Ford Coppola on board, and, he's like, listen, I don't want to do a mob movie because it glorifies, Italian violence. And he's like, I don't know. That's not really what the book's about, you know? And he's like, I don't know. So, he convinces him to go on, and he has this meeting with the executive where Francis Ford Coppola, much like Reddy himself when pitching Hogan's Heroes, immediately has everything down that he wants this movie to be. Which this might have happened, I bet. It probably has more likelihood of happening than the Hogan's Heroes thing did.
Yeah.
I'd say. And he pitches him on The Godfather. He's like, it's about the American dream. You know, this guy, he's an immigrant. We're all immigrants. So it's an immigrant story. And he's like, well, it looks like you got yourself a director. So the mob decides that they're going to intervene in this whole Godfather thing. They're going to deal with this problem after they get a flower message from Frank Sinatra.
Coded flower arrangements.
From Frank Sinatra. So Frank Sinatra is just telling the mob what to do.
He sent them a funeral flowers, and like the mob, I guess it immediately figures out that they want him to kill someone, and not that Frank Sinatra's threatening to murder them, which is what I would probably think.
Well, he's friends with them, so they know they know how old Frank plays.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's a good way to take a hit on somebody. Just send them flowers.
Yeah, tell them.
I'm gonna send Stairmaster funeral flowers with Swanson's name like written on the card.
And he gets the.
But that'll mean I want you to kill Swanson's enemy though, not Swanson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's
the police will never catch on to this one,
and they never did. Yeah. Yeah, I just like this idea that Frank Sinatra was so connected to the mob that he could just personally send, like, missions, essentially, to them.
Well, he did own a share in a casino.
Like when the flowers arrived, there was like a quest marker over it.
Yeah. And they had to click whether or not they accepted it. And if they didn't, their friendship points with Sinatra would plummet.
This like the dialogue text like goes through the thought process of understanding what he wanted.
And so then at the very end, this mob guy comes out and just shoots the car up, and I guess Ruddy and his friend die.
Yeah, and The Godfather is never made.
Yep, the end. I like that this is the only action in the entire show. Is this one moment where a guy walks up behind a car and then shoots it. It's not even a good execution.
Yeah.
He shoots the back of a car once and I guess it's done.
Yeah.
He's like, good enough. Bye.
And I can't believe Ruddy actually died. That was a real shocker right there. Crazy.
Yeah. Who's going to produce The Godfather now?
Not Ruddy, because he's been killed.
Yeah, they show him lying in a pool of blood. That's
crazy.
Anyway, that is the end of this show. It's what are final thoughts?
Nothing.
No.
What is there to think about?
Yeah, it's bad. This show is bad for like so many reasons, but chief among them is the fact that it doesn't need to exist in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Like, I would have wanted just make a documentary.
Yeah. Because so much of it seems to be made up. So much of it seems to be made up, or like the timeline doesn't make any sense. That like there's no like no one was clamoring for this. There's no reason for this to exist other than because it's on Paramount Plus. I'm assuming they bankrolled it.
Oh, so they made a TV show to convince people to watch The Godfather, also available on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, they made this show. They made this show because it's like the 50th anniversary of The Godfather or something.
Hold on. I looked at the cast for The Offer. And apparently, Henry Kissinger shows up.
Oh,
oh, Michael Gandolfini's in this.
Why? What is Henry Kissinger doing? I need to go watch the Godfather.
We need to deploy the early screeners to Israel in order to deter the Egyptians from escalating the war.
There's a whole subplot where him and Richard Nixon are planning to watch The Godfather together, but instead they commit Watergate.
Well, I mean, watching that movie would get you inspired to do some crimes.
Yes.
But thinking about the movie.
That's true. I could get away with this.
Wow, they're just like me. For real.
Who knew the Italians were so much like me?
Can relate.
This movie has me in my feels. Anyway, yeah, this is if this isn't a surefire runner for worst of the year, I don't know what is. This is just it's one of the worst we've watched in multiple years.
Yeah, it's not just bad. It's actively wasting your time. You already know The Godfather gets made.
What?
And it becomes like the biggest movie ever made.
Yeah, you already know The Godfather gets made, but also it's like so full of superfluous stuff that has no reason to. It doesn't lend anything to the making of The Godfather, right? There are so many better ways to showcase that Albert Ruddy is a producer, like a good producer, than showing us how he pitches a show and then immediately the show is not a problem anymore. That's not his concern. Like, we go through the 5 years of this guy's life in one episode. For what reason?
I just like how everything's just easy for him, in fact.
Yeah, there's no hardship, really. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, good luck getting Robert Redford. He goes and talks to Robert Redford. Robert Redford's like, okay. They're like, oh, yeah, well, good luck producing The Godfather. He gets, like, a director and a writer together, and he's like, all right.
He gets one of the greatest directors.
Yeah. And then, like, the only conflict that happens to him is at the end, he gets shot at.
Or it's like, good luck getting the pitch past this guy. He's a hard hitter.
They got a one try.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does one try, and the guy's like, okay.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's I think, Keo, you nailed it there. That's probably the worst part of, or one of the reasons this fails to, like, be anything. There's literally no stakes, no drama. It's just scenes of, like, references and people being like, yeah, let's make movies. This is movies.
We have this subplot about this mafia debt, which has a potential to be compelling. But they resolve that off screen.
I wonder if there's going to be a subplot about them looking at the book and how there's this runner about the lady who has to get her vagina surgically shrunk.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be, like, arguments with the executives on whether to keep it in or not.
I mean, if I was making the show, there would be.
Yeah.
There'd be a whole episode on that. I would do a whole episode called, it would be called, title of the episode would be called The Vagina Monologue. And it would be one scene, singular scene, set in the boardroom while they're discussing whether or not to keep it in.
Yeah.
And that would be 1 out of the 10 episodes of the show.
Also, it's not in the episode we watched, but the guy who plays Al Pacino sounds like Adam Sandler for some reason.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on a previous episode, but
okay.
I am bummed that we didn't get to see any of this Al Pacino guy. Also, Marlon Brando shows up at some point. I can't wait to see how bad that impression is. I'm gonna have to look that up.
You're gonna look at that?
I'm gonna have to look up how bad that is.
I'm done with the show. I'm done talking about it. I'm done with the podcast. I'm done with this evening. So what else am I done with? I'm not done with dinner yet because I still need to eat dinner. I'm done with Stairmaster.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's pretty rude. I don't know what Stair ever did to you.
Stairmaster's, well, he's gonna go to jail.
Yep.
Okay.
For cheating at Guess Who's On. Or Guess
Who's Coming?
Yeah, you cheated. You knew all the shows.
Yeah. Yeah, you cheated.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, that's a tune out for The Offer. And that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. As always, of course, we're always here ready for more TV content. And of course, you can go over to buymeacoffee.com/TVtuners and pay for TV content, or really anything. A single coffee gives you a single topic for us to discuss of your choice. It could be anything, really. And we'll be getting back to those episodes next time around when we finish up Bosch. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found them.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Denver Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster is in charge of the Denver chapter of the Italian Mafia?
We don't like to use the term Mafia. It's called the La Costa Nostra.